Hello, students. Good morning from Royal Academy of Sciences. Today we are here for new topic, the story of plate tectonics. In this topic, we will discuss about the theory of plate tectonics. What are plate tectonics? How different type of plate tectonics and how they work together. No, first of all, we will learn about plate tectonics. What are plate tectonics? How plate boundaries are formed and what are the main causes of these plates to be movement, or what are the causes or main causes of plate tectonics. First of all, we will start our lecture with plate tectonics. Coming toward the plate tectonics, what is plate tectonics? First of all, the question arises in our mind. We studies about plate tectonics, but what is plate tectonics? The earth crust and the upper mantle are broken down into sections called plates. The earth crust upon which we are living today is composed of different broken mantle parts known as plate. The uppermost superficial layer of earth crust is known as mantle and it is broken down into different sections which is known as plates. Those are called as plates. The plate move around on the top of mantle like raffles. That is why it is known as plate tectonics or the movement of plates. Moving toward, if we learn about the plate tectonics or plate tectonics boundaries, here on the map we can see that there are different type of plates on our globe and they are colored with different color. If we see the extensional, compressional and transform boundaries, they are colored in red, blue and yellow color. Now going toward what is lithosphere. Lithosphere is the uppermost part of the mantle is known as lithosphere. The crust and the uppermost part of mantle is known as lithosphere. All the human activities we perform, agriculture, build buildings, infrastructure, factories, all the man-made activities which we do on our earth crust and superficial part is included in lithosphere. It is 100 kilometer in its thickness, that is less dense material, and that is why it is less dense the material which lies below it. That is why lithosphere float over the surface of mantle. What is asthenosphere? The plate layer below the lithosphere is known as asthenosphere. Asthenosphere has a higher density as compared to the lithosphere, and that is why lithosphere always float over the surface of asthenosphere. The plate of the lithosphere float on the surface of asthenosphere. Now here we can see that there are different type of plate boundaries and they have different functions. We will discuss them one by one in coming slides. Now, what are the types of plates? There are two basic types of plate. One is known as oceanic plates or ocean plates. That plate lies below the oceans. All plate tectonics or tectonic plates which lies below the oceans are known as oceanic plates. And second type of plates which are here, they are known as continental plate. We live on the earth, there are 7 planets on the earth, and those plates upon which these continents are formed are known as continental plates. Now, coming toward the second part of our lecture, that is known as plate boundaries. What are plate boundaries? We are up to now well known about plates. What are plates? How plates are formed and how they perform. Now we are coming toward what are the plate boundaries? How these boundaries influence the structural formation over the earth crust. First of all, the plate boundary which we will discuss is known as divergent plate boundaries. Divergent plate boundaries are those type of plate boundaries which lies between two plates and these plates move away from each other. That is known as rifting or drifting. We can see that these two plates move away from each other due to the force inside these plates which are exerted outward, and in response these two plates move away from each other. Rifting cause sea floor spreading. We have discussed in earlier lectures, and you can see in our channel that we have separately discussed seafloor spreading theory in very detail. But here we can say that divergent plate boundaries are the main cause of seafloor spreading. Drifting cause seafloor spreading. Features of divergent plate boundaries. First of all, they cause mid-ocean ridges. Mid-ocean ridges are formed due to divergent plate boundaries. Rift valleys are also formed due to divergent plate boundaries, and fissure volcanoes are also the cause of divergent plate boundaries. Here we can see there is a divergent plate boundary in the mid-Atlantic ridges. You can see there is a mid-Atlantic ridges are formed. These are formed due to divergent plate boundaries. Here we can see there is a mid-oceanic ridges in the red color. These are all divergent plate boundaries. Here we can see that North American plate and Eurasian plate are separated from each other due to the presence of divergent plate boundaries. Now, coming toward the second type of plate boundaries, that is known as convergent plate boundaries. Convergent plate boundaries are opposite to that of divergent plate boundaries. Here, plate boundaries between two plates that are colliding. These two plates move toward each other and collide with each other. This type of boundary in which two plates doesn't move away from each other, but in respect they move toward each other and cause collision. Such type of plate boundaries are known as divergent convergent plate. Now, by having a quick review, we are back to the convergent plate boundaries. These two boundaries move toward each other and they collide with each other, forming different characters. There are three main type of convergent plate boundaries. Type 1. In this type of plate boundaries, an oceanic plate collide with a less dense continental plate, and this area create a subduction zone where the less dense plate slide under the more dense plate. As we see that the density of oceanic plates is more as compared to the continental plate, and that is why in convergent plate boundaries in type 1 collision the oceanic plate collide with the continental plate, and the less dense place and less dense plate remain on the upper side, and dense plate of oceanic plate will move under the continental plate, and this region will form known as subduction zone. The volcanoes occur at subduction zones. Here we see that there is a continental plate, and this is an oceanic crust plate. These two collide in this region, they forming a trench area, and these two layers collide with each other due to the reason the oceanic plates have more density as compared to the continental plate. That is why these oceanic plate move under the continental plate and their area is formed. And there is Andrews Mountain in South Africa is found by the type 1 of convergent plate boundary due to the collision of oceanic plate and a continental plate. The second type of plate boundaries in which an oceanic plate collide with another oceanic plate, and they form the less dense plate slide under more dense plate, creating a subduction zone known as trench. The third type of plate boundary in which the continental plate collide with another continental plate, they form collision zone. They are folded or thrust fault mountain are formed. We have known that Kohamaliya and Kokuram ranges of mountain are formed by the collision of two continental plates, and these such type of mountains are known as folded or fault mountains. Transform fault boundaries is that type of fault boundaries in which two plates are sliding apart each other. They never exert pressure over each other, or they never move away from each other, but they slide past each other. This type of plate boundaries are known as fault boundaries. We know that Japan lies on fault boundaries, and that's why there are more earthquakes there in Japan due to the existence of fault boundaries in Japanic regions. Earthquake along fault boundaries are the most common reasons. San Andreas fault. Here we can see that there is a San Andreas fault. These two boundaries lies here and they form a fault boundary. Now we come toward our final topic, that's the causes of plate tectonics. What are the main source? What are the causes which cause plate tectonics? The convection current inside the Earth's surface is a main cause of plate tectonics. The hot magma inside the earth move upward toward the surface and cool and then sink again, creating a convection current beneath the plate that cause the plates to move. We can explain convection current here by an diagram. Here we can see that the outer core is very hot, that will create a magma to move upward. As magma move upward, it will cool down and sink back to the outer core region, and this will movement create a convection current. Here we can see that there is a convection current. Those plate boundaries lies on convection current region will have divergent plate boundary. Here those lies they have convergent plate boundaries, and in between there lies fault boundaries. Hope guys you have understand what are the plate boundaries, different type of plate boundaries, and what are the causes of plate boundaries. Thank you for watching our video. We will be soon back with some other lectures. Thanks.